at Melanopath.
Hello, Arno della Fushadia here. With the help of Stefan, we have prepared a video showing the features of dendritic and cellular blue nevus. This short course is paired with two other videos showing over 50 examples of such tumors at low, medium, and high power. First, let's start with the basics of blue nevi. Blue nevus is one of the three types of nevi that can progress towards malignancy. The two others are common nevus and Spitz nevus, and there is a progression from blue nevus to blue type melanoma with the gain of additional molecular anomalies, with intermediate grades that are called cellular blue nevus and atypical blue nevus. There are multiple clinical and histological variants of blue nevus, and here's a graph showing the variety of lesions, and in this video I put in red letters the ones we will be covering, so there's quite a lot. So let's start with the dendritic blue nevus. Here is the low power checklist. So you're going to look for an intradermal melanocytic proliferation that is pigmented. There is usually a low density and the lesion is ill-limited. At medium power, you will see fasciculation in the tumor and a tropism for vascular and adnexal structures. At high power, we can see the cytology is mainly dendritic in spindle cells. There's no atypia or mitotic activity. There is a mild fibrosis in the background with few melanophages, and most of the pigment is located inside the melanocytes. The immunohistochemistry will show positivity for melan A and SOX10 in most cells, as well as HMB45, such as shown here. And there is usually a low S100 positivity, as we can see in this example. Let's start with the clinical variants. Most of them are located on the skin, but they'll occasionally be located in the mucosae. Here is a genital lesion. Another clinical variant is the plaque type blue nevus. They are usually located on the scalp, and they are mostly biopsied because they are large and not removed. Let's move to the histological variants, and the first one is sclerosing with a massive fibrosis in the background. These are also frequently found on the scalp. Another histological variant is the compound blue nevus, also known as Camino nevus, and you will have on the surface a dendritic blue, and in the junction you will see a lentiginous proliferation in the middle of the lesion. HMB45 will highlight this component, and sometimes you will have large nests also in the center of the lesions, such as in this example. Now let's move to cellular blue nevus. For the low power checklist, you will have the biphasic architecture with at the surface areas that look like dendritic blue, and you will have these vertical expansions into the subcutis that are very cellular, and there is no necrosis. Here are some other examples showing this biphasic architecture. At medium power, you will look for the fibrotic background, especially in the dendritic areas. And at high power, you will see the dendritic melanocytes, and in the area that are cellular, there will be sheets of bland oval melanocytes. And this is what I call a boring cytology. There is no atypia or mitotic activity. Here is this boring cytology in a large area of the cellular portion of a cellular blue nevus. There can be multinucleated cells and also in some areas some foamy clear cells. The IHC of cellular blue nevus shows usually a widespread expression of HMB45, and again we can have a mild or absence of S100 expression, such as in this case you see the very strong positivity of the nerves. Moving to the variants of cellular blue nevus, let's start with myxoid cystic. Usually in the center of the lesion, there will be a different area with this background of serous fluid in which appears to be floating these nets that looks like the cellular areas of blue nevus. And there's often some areas of vascular malformations. Another variant is the plaque type with sclerosing here in some cellular areas. You see here again, we're here on the scalp, and you have this very important fibrosis in the background. Let's talk a little bit about blue nevus hypercellularity. It's kind of halfway in the middle between The dendritic and the cellular blue, there's a little more cells than usually you will find, but you do not have the truly well-defined cellular areas. So these are the main features of dendritic and cellular blue nevus. You will find more details in a recent review I have published. And you have seen there's important variations in cytomorphology, and we will try to illustrate with the video the important variations we found in such tumors. You will almost always find a background fibrosis and a tropism for vascular and adnexal structures. And lastly, usually HLA-B45 will always be positive in some areas, and you can most of the time you will find a low expression of S100. I hope you will enjoy the 2 videos that we made to show all these cases, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.